On today's episode of the Keeg, we take Geek Talk to the streets.
Yeah, boy!
The streets.
We're out here living life, talking about what's to come on Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, nature!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah! Although, it is getting a little cold.
I wouldn't mind sitting down.
Yeah, that would be.
I could use a couch.
We could take it to the inside.
We're taking Keeg Geek Talk to the inside.
Yeah, boy! Air conditioning, son!
Southern California. This is The Keeg. I'm your host, Dimithri Perera, and today we are getting ready for Avengers Endgame. That means everything that Marvel has done up to this point matters, and what could they be doing after this point? I would love to talk theories with you guys alone in my bedroom, but we're not in my bedroom and we're not alone. I'm here with my two experts.
Wait, this isn't your bedroom.
This is not my bedroom. This is Steve Biggs, friend of the show. It's his place.
Oh.
It's also not his bedroom either.
No, that's true. It's
Yeah.
a living room.
Who's talking right now?
Oh, no!
It's Lisa Bryan,
Hi.
novelist, author. I was going to say auteur, but that's a different
I guess
thing.
that's not fair to say a novelist and an author are the same. Because you could have novellas and...
Yeah.
Hi!
That's Lisa.
Hi!
Lisa Bryan is novelist, author, writress. I just created that.
That's
Word
pretty-
alchemist, if you will.
Yeah,
I like
and I will.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show, Lisa.
Thank you for having me.
To the left of Lisa,
Pizza alchemist.
we have pizza alchemist Andrew Rice, aka Andre W. Rice.
Never once killed by Andrew ever by anyone.
Have you gone by Andre?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, less so than
What?
Andrew.
Even less?
Can I start calling you Andre W. Rice?
I would prefer you didn't.
Too late.
Okay, I guess I'm Andre W.
Andy Rice over here, he is a comedian, an improviser, sometimes actor, sometimes poet, laureate.
Well, I can't. I haven't achieved laureate status, but yeah, my amateur poems, they're gaining momentum online.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go as far as say I'm a word alchemist or anything like that.
I mean,
but
it's a little pretentious, but...
they're all
I don't care.
limericks and
I don't care.
haikus.
It's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, just as many.
yeah.
Josh, our intern, is just knocking over things behind the scenes.
This isn't even
Wicker
your home.
basket with a
Look,
snake in it.
I'm not going to give you college credit anymore, Josh. I'm taking away college credit.
Is that what you've been doing this for? Is college credit?
Apparently so.
Makes sense.
All right. Before I forget, I just feel like we need this. You said that you were upset. You get upset when people leave, like at the start of trailer.
It's not an
credits.
upset. There's no anger. It's just a, like, oh, you silly, stupid people. Like, why would you do that? Have you never been to a Marvel movie? Has no one ever told you there's stuff after the
I want you to
credits?
look at the camera and tell the people out there how stupid they are.
Okay, if you're watching this podcast, which is based around geek culture, and you don't know that a Marvel movie or a DC movie, pretty much anytime there's someone superpowered in a movie, that there's not going to be at least 2 post-credit scenes. Like, I mean, you're going to get one right after the cool little CGI credit. You're going to get one kind of after the, and then you might even get one at the end. So just, stick around. Don't be a dumb idiot.
So, the first thing that I wanted to talk about is James Gunn's reinstatement to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, last season we left off right before James Gunn got kicked out because of that whole hullabaloo. And everybody didn't know what was going on with James Gunn. He then got hired to do Suicide Squad with DC. And now he's rehired to come back to Marvel. After his apology, after they realized that maybe they went too far. What are your guys' thoughts? I guess more on the rehiring as opposed to the firing. Because I'm sure the firing has been done to death with everybody. But if you had
I do have.
You do have an interest. It's an interesting theory, right?
I think that they were never looking for another director for James Gunn. I think they fired him, but that they never intended to replace him, just so that they could rehire him once all of the heat was off. That's what I think happened. They were never going to get a new director for Guardians 3.
Sounds a little conspiracy theory.
Listen, who else was attached to Guardians?
I don't know. Did they ever name another director?
No.
I mean, I heard a theory talking about like Taika Waititi. Maybe it wasn't approached, but he said, "I'm not going to do it."
Nobody wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to take it from James Gunn. None of the actors wanted anybody else to take James Gunn away from them. Dave Bautista said, like, I'm only gonna like half show up and perform if it's a different director. They never. I don't think either. They never intended. This was all just It was a. What's that word?
Ploy?
It was a ploy. It was all a PR ploy to fire him and then quietly rehire him later once all the hullabaloo was down, once all the conservatives were not as upset anymore about these 8 evil tweets that he put out.
Yeah, what was the hullabaloo? But does Marvel have any like spin-off universes that they could potentially bring in?
I don't think so.
Okay.
There's too much material in the mainstream. They don't need to delve into the deep.
Because keep in mind, Cosmic Fantastic Four, Cosmic X-Men can be brought into Cosmic Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yep.
We're talking Galactus, we're talking all of his heralds, including Silver Surfer.
Yeah, Nova and all them, yeah.
Terrax.
Okay. Yeah.
Nobody cares about
Nobody cares about
Terrax.
Except for Paul.
Paul, you care about Terrax? You a big Terrax fan?
You read Annihilation?
I have not actually read all of Annihilation.
Oh yeah.
Did he get in that?
I mean, he's there.
Okay. This buyout, like...
It opens up a whole thing. Like,
It's great.
the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, anyone worrying about Marvel not knowing where to go, you know they know where to go, you know they have the means, they can do anything now.
Yeah.
You know?
And we can have fun Disney Marvel crossover stuff. Like,
If you want.
Like merchandising?
well, merchandising, or even just, why not have Avengers and, like, the Mickey Mouse crew in a movie together? Not like a live action, you know, obviously
That's like a
be like
Disney
cartoon.
Channel special.
Yeah. Well, like Phineas
Like a
and
Disney
Ferb.
afternoon.
When Phineas and Ferb teamed up with Avengers, didn't they do that once?
I don't know, I'm an adult. I've never watched it. Food.
What do you guys think is going to happen, Lisa?
That's such a broad question, right?
Let me rephrase this. On our episode today, Road to Endgame! What do you think is going to happen in Avengers Endgame?
That's still the broad question. We just had explosions instead.
But he really
We
specified
really had
it.
explosions. So, okay. So we're talking like, who do you think is going to survive?
Who's going to die?
Who's going to die? I think Cap is doomed. 100%.
Is that a pun?
Oh,
No.
because of the show.
Doom they defeat Thanos, Doom pops out and goes,
Dude.
"You're dead."
If that's what happens, then that's what happens. But I don't know. Cap, I think, because Chris Evans is also stepping down from the role, I believe, so he's not doing any more movies.
Sure.
There's almost a 0% chance that he survives this. Especially, we just watched Infinity War not that long ago, just gearing up for it. And there's the whole, like, we don't sacrifice one person for the whole, thing, whatever, like his whole thing with Vision. I think he's just gonna decide that he's gonna do it instead. He's gonna realize that he doesn't need to make the sacrifice.
And it's him.
Endgame. Captain America, towards the end, is going to say, "Hail Hydra."
No.
And he's just going to go and be a bad guy.
Ooh.
For the rest of the movie.
I don't think so, but that'd be crazy.
That would be
really
unnecessary.
It would be unnecessary.
Very unnecessary based on the circumstances.
Yeah. I do think that Cap is going to die.
Yeah.
I think that Tony Stark will retire, so that Robert Downey Jr. can pop in now and again.
To be like a mentor to Peter, or he'll have some kind of high-ranking position in S.H.I.E.L.D.
You'll see him on commercials on TV in the background of different
endorsement
things.
deals and things
Or
like
they'll
that.
just literally just green screen, like they'll just bring him into a motion capture room for like 30 minutes, do a couple lines with just his face, and then put his face in the Iron Man suit.
Because he doesn't actually need to be in. If he's Iron Man, he doesn't.
You could just
doesn't
CGI
need to
Iron
be
Man
Robert
and
Downey
voice
Jr.
it. Yeah. You could do a lot, Like when he was beaten up by Thanos.
No, it's the nanobots. busted off of him, but then they just came back up. So I don't think
they were still shattered. They were still shattered.
he can't get all of his nanobots to go into all the circuitry of the fucking ship and make it work.
Do you think he think of that before he started?
We're getting a caller from right off camera. Caller, you're on the Keeg. I'm sure our mics on set could really pick up that muffled sound. Sorry, what was that, sir? You don't have to talk into your hands, sir. You can just talk into the phone.
I think it's going to be Captain Marvel finds him.
Oh, on the way back.
Like the way that the Guardians found Ford.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. Captain Marvel just picking him up
Because
along
you
the
know
way.
Tony's back on Earth by the time they suit up and they walk back off Earth.
Wait, in the white suit?
Yeah,
is he in that shot?
He's not.
There's a scene where Steve and Tony like shake hands.
Oh, but they said
There's gotta
some
be a
of
bunch
them are
of
fake.
false.
Yeah, that's not in the movie.
How do you know, sir?
They made,
Geek news, man.
You don't know for sure.
but they purposely fake newsed their trailers,
Oh
right?
yeah.
I don't even think they're going to
But
be
yes,
like
it's
uniforms.
possible.
There's gonna be white uniforms.
No.
You don't think you think that whole they're just like we're teasing you with new fashion, but when nope.
Yeah, that's
Why would-
exactly.
Why?
There's
Down to the voice,
why?
that's how they did
I guess
it.
it's just throwing us off.
I know you're really excited for the red and white, but nope. I'm a tease.
Individual.
Come on, take these white suits
I'm
away.
gonna take it away. Yes.
Can I call in?
Did we get
I
another
guess we're
caller?
starting a new thing.
I guess yeah. Okay, we got a caller calling from off frame.
I don't know how legitimate this is, but I also saw a theory that said that Tony and Nebula would build another like Mach 1 style suit out of the parts in the ship.
Oh,
And that
That makes more sense.
Okay, that would be
He
cool,
can
sir.
wear parts
All
of
right,
Nebula.
sir. I'm gonna give you your college credit back. All right.
Thank you.
All right, kid. Stay in school. Stay off drugs. Tying in with what we know from, which we know nothing. What we think about Endgame, what will happen in Endgame. What do we think will happen post Endgame? What's this new universe going to look like that nobody knows about? Because they haven't really. They've been like holding off on all these like
But we've got
movie
bits and
slates.
pieces.
That's all after
Right?
Endgame.
Yeah.
We've gotten bits and pieces. We have like Marvel Uprising with like Squirrel Girl and Miss Marvel.
That's a cartoon. It's not Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well,
We
yeah,
have-
but I mean,
we have
that
one-
might be building blocks
Right.
to introducing those characters in the movies.
Right.
I'd love to see a Squirrel Girl movie.
Supposedly, I mean, there's a new Warriors. Last I heard, there was a new Warriors show on Hulu coming out with Squirrel Girl, and Milana Vaintrub, I think, was supposed to be Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl?
Squirrel Girl.
You're saying Squirrel Girl.
You used to say Simpsons.
Wow, wait, throwback insult from actually a real personal one too.
Bringing it back to theories and whatnot about post Marvel or post. Supposedly, this is what end of phase 3.
This is phase 3, yeah.
And they're going to call this the Infinity Saga. This first 3 phases. So there's bound to be more. There's going to be more phases, and then more compilation of phases, more sagas. So we've talked a lot about everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like at this point, we only know what we know, and we just come up with the rest, and
Right.
we won't know until Endgame.
speculation.
Right, but that's
so
all.
much speculation.
That's all that this is, really.
It's all we can do
It's all
on
we
this
can do.
episode. Road to Endgame! So, thank you guys so much for coming on our episode of The Keeg. Road to Endgame! I can't wait till we actually see it and we have even more to talk about and more to theorize with, because the Marvel Universe is here to stay. And I hope y'all ready for it.
Whether you like it or not.
Thank you guys so much for coming on the show. Lisa, where can we find you? What are you up to?
On my social.
What are you doing next?
My socials are both on Twitter at LCBWriter, so ELSIEB writer. My pen name is Lisa Bryan because it's my first 2 initials, but turned into a name.
Ooh.
Yeah, see what I did there? It's clever. So on Instagram and Twitter. Not as good at Twitter yet. I mean, I am, but I'm not as active on it as I am on Instagram.
Okay.
Hit me up. Right now I'm working on my own book series, fantasy series. It's a prequel to an upcoming series. It's a pirated adventure. It's ridiculous. It's my brainchild, and I love them. But I'm also working with Casey Wayland of Wayland Productions for a prequel book for We're Alive.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that if you're a fan of that.
There's a lot of fans of We're Alive.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't quite aware of how big the fan base was until he kind of brought me into the fold.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, I really hope I don't screw this up.
No, you won't. You'll do great. And the reason I know that is because you're my friend. So.
Oh, thank you.
Andy,
I don't
where
have
are
that
you?
same blind enthusiasm as he does. I think you'll do great because I know you're a very smart
Oh, thank you.
person.
Oh.
Thanks.
Not just because she's my friend. How patronizing.
But you know what? I appreciate both sides.
Yeah.
I need both because writers
Like, you're my
have,
friend, Dimithri.
writers have very low
I
self-esteem.
don't think you're capable of anything.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
shit. Andy.
That was mean. This
Yeah.
is supposed to be the nice farewell party.
This is a nice role. Thank you for coming on my show.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Where can we see you next?
Well, I host once a month Fancy Hobo, which is a improv team. That's a musical improv team somewhere in Orange County. I forget exactly where we perform.
It's at, I believe, Red Door, or no,
Yeah.
Stage, Red Door, no,
Repertory?
Repertory.
Stage door?
Stage Door Repertory.
in Anaheim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, in Anaheim. Okay, Anaheim.
Yeah.
I just have the address. I just map it and go. But anyway, yeah, doing that. You can find me on social media, Andy Rice Comedy. Instagram, it's at Andy Rice Comedy. Facebook, Andy Rice. Just look for me. I'm the one standing next to Dennis Rodman. You want a picture?
Oh, is that still your picture?
Yeah, I mean, it's too cool of a picture to
It
take
is,
down
yeah.
to like hang out with someone cooler, I guess.
That's true. That's true. If you are out there and you're cooler than Dennis Rodman, come and take a picture with Andy.
That's the bar. Wherever you think that is,
It's not
that's
a very-
the bar.
It's not a very high bar.
I don't know. I mean, it's higher than like I was standing next to Dimithri in a picture. Yeah, you're not as notable or cool as Dennis Rodman. I'm sorry.
Thanks.
Did you fix the North Korean problem?
I didn't.
No, I don't think
You're
so.
right. I didn't. All I have is the Keeg. Okay?
Yeah,
That's all I have.
you have the Keeg and your loyal fans, the Keegles.
One day it'll happen.
Ah,
One day it'll happen.
I have to get it out every episode. Let's
Every
get that
episode,
out.
Andy has to bring it up. Next time on the Keeg, we will have seen Avengers Endgame. It will no longer be Road to Endgame! It will be actual Endgame. And so, next episode, we'll be bringing on the show comedian Daniel Ichis, as well as two cosplayers, one of which who's been on the show, Ariana Whitty from the Whitty Sisters, and Audrey from Cos I'm Audrey. They're both cosplayers, and they'll be on the show, and we're going to talk about everything Endgame, and then most likely everything post-Endgame. Again.
You're gonna rehash.
We're going to rehash
based on what you've
everything,
seen.
but change it accordingly.
So
Give them
Delete
60-second
this
pitches
episode.
for Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
X-Men.
Yeah. Well, because when we see Silver Surfer end up in the end credit scene of
Sure.
Endgame,
Yeah.
we're going to be like, there's going to be a Silver Surfer Academy, okay?
Yeah.
With all these different Silver Surfers.
It's called Heralds.
They're sexy.
It's just a bunch
called
of
Norrin.
sexy fire people
Yeah.
and Silver Surfer all just hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all
Galactus is Herald School.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to be talking about next time. Thank you guys so much for watching the show, for listening to the show. You could be watching it on YouTube. You could be listening to the podcast on Apple Podcasts that you can find on iTunes, maybe Google Play, SoundCloud.
Spotify.
I don't think we're on Spotify.
I would recommend it.
Oh, thank you.
Are you on the other one?
Well, the other ones.
Stitcher.
Stitcher? I don't think we're on Stitcher.
You should be,
but-
but that's an
Is
easy
that a
way
big
to
one?
listen to podcasts. A lot of
Okay.
people listen to podcasts on
Okay.
Stitcher.
People who don't have iPhones?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. We need to reach that crowd.
So the smart
On the
crowd.
Spotify crowd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
smart crowd, the non-iPhone users.
I'll think about it,
People
Andy.
who value.
You gotta
Customize.
hook me up with Stitcher then.
You can look it up.
No, just hook me up with Stitcher.
Fine, I'll take your phone and download
Call
an app
Mr.
for you.
Stitcher.
Okay, thanks. Please talk to Mr. Stitcher, let him know that I'm interested. Thank you guys again for watching the show. Once again, I'm your host, Dimithri Perera, and this has been The Keeg.
Yeah, come on, boom, sick man. Let's go.